Hey, are you wondering how to make your crappie rig so irresistible that the fish won't stop biting at it? If so, stick around and I'll show you how it's done. Hey everybody, it's Gage over here at Sharp Outdoors, and today, as I said in the intro, I'm going to show you the most effective, in my opinion, the most effective way to rig your rod and reel for crappie. And in this method, it's going to be able to double your chances at getting a bite or a strike and double your chances of pulling two fish at the same time. So the method I'm going to talk to you about today is the double jig rig. Before we go over the actual rig itself, I'm going to go over some things you're going to need first to kind of make this happen. One is going to be a quality rod. My rod setup here is an ACC crappie sticks. This is the 6.5 foot dock shooter. This is one of my favorite rods for bluegill, crappie, and just anything else because it's not so tall. It's not jigging rod, and but it's not so short that you can't get decent casting distance out of it. So I go with that. You can go check these out. These are amazing rods, and they've got a great warranty with them. Any time I've ever had any problems with these, they fix them up right away. And the next thing you're going to want a quality reel. And a lot of people might laugh at me, but I'm using a Soggy Lang, and this is a GT1000. Now I love this reel. It was cheap, I'll say that. I didn't spend but just a few dollars on it, but it's been a great reel. Over the main things there. The next thing you're going to want in your arsenal is some high quality line. So what I go with is I use Reaction Tackle, and what I specifically got here is their 6-pound high vis, and this stuff is great. It's excellent. I don't hardly have line twist or you know, wind twist or anything like that with it. You can get this online on Amazon even. That's actually where I got it, and I got 2,400 yards of 6-pound for around $10 is what it was, came out to be, and that's an excellent value there. So get you some good quality line, and you won't regret it. Next thing you're going to need for this is your jig heads. I'm using two different size hooks. They're both 1/32 ounce, and they're both from Brush Pile Jigs. And this one is a smaller. But the only difference is hook size. So whatever preferences for you there. Sometimes I'll use the same exact one. These are just happen to be what I had right in front of me. So you're going to want some good quality jig heads with good hooks, and you'll be good to go there. All right, so now I got all my excess line out here. We're going to go ahead and actually just get down to doing it. So I'm going to start off with this bigger hook, and you're just going to thread it through run it through your eyelet here. I like to go up pretty decently far. I'd rather cut off a little more excess than not have enough and have to retie. So what I do here, and I'll show you, is you grab your tag end and your main line here, and you're just going to pinch them together. And what I do is I take my hand, kind of like so. Let me get a better view of that. And sort of just do a little knot there, basic overhand knot. And then I will run that through that hole. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I do 6 times. Some people do more, some people do less. And then I just grab the end of that there, and I just pull that tag in tight, like so. Cinch it up, and what you're left with there is this is a loop knot, and what you're left with there is tag end, so you still have a bit of an opening there in your what's left over, and I don't know if you can see that or not, but with that it gives your jig head more movement, in the water makes it look more natural of a presentation to the fish, instead of just cinching that knot way down right on the eyelet. So now that our first one's done, we're just going to go ahead and do the next one. Now for the next one, I go ahead and I try to do it 18 inches or so from the first jig head. And we're going to just basically repeat that same thing. So we're going to run our tag end through there and sort of guesstimate. It's going to depend too on the how deep your water is where you're at. Just but we're going to do the same thing again. Overhand. 1, 2, 4, 5, and 6. And you just grab onto that tag in there, just like so. Cinch that up. Make that knot look nice and pretty. Cut your tag in. See? Now I was left with about 2 feet of excess. That's okay. I got a whole roll of this line. So, and what you're left with there is your double jig rig. So you can see I'm about 18 inches apart. I got them both tied the exact same way. They're both gonna move freely in the water with the loop knot that I tied on both of them. And all that's left now is to throw your jigs on the end of it and throw them out in the water and catch you some fish. Now, the only other thing I will go over is whether or not you're going to be casting with this or if you're going to be using a float. And this is all depending on the fish's mood. So what I've noticed more often than not is if I don't catch a fish in an area I know that there's fish in within 10, 15 casts or so of actually casting, I'm going to go ahead and throw a float on it. And with that, I throw on these 1-inch pair floats. And depending on water depth, I'll start them out. I'll start it out shallow and work your way deeper. Reason I do that is because crappie feed up, and you would rather start and work your way deeper than deeper and work your way more shallow, in my opinion. So I just sort of, I'll start off clipping that at about 18 inches or so, and then I'll just twitch that. I'll throw it in the water, cast it, and I'll twitch it back to me, reeling it in, twitch it, reel it in, twitch it. And if they're in the mood for it, they'll knock this float sideways, and you'll set the hook and you'll be reeling one in. Other than that, casting, everybody knows how to cast. I like to do that the most, but sometimes they're just not in the mood for that, and you got to put on a float and give them a different presentation. It's all about how the fish are and what mood they're in. But that, guys, is your double jig rig. And in my opinion, this is one of the most, in my opinion, this is the most effective way to catch crappie. Just the odds of throwing 2 baits in the water compared to 1 automatically doubles your chances of getting a bite. So there's nothing wrong with throwing more. And you throw 1 and you don't get a fish. You throw 2 and you don't get a fish. Same thing, except you have doubled your chances of attempting to get a fish to strike on that. And if you catch a fish on 1, you caught 1. If you catch a fish on this, you have a good opportunity of catching 2. I've done it several times. So there's your double jig rig again, guys. And it's simple, it's effective, and I love doing it. So thank you guys for watching, and be sure to like Jig Head Gauge on Facebook. Go to the YouTube channel. It's my YouTube channel, Jig Head Gauge. Go ahead and subscribe, and be sure to like Sharp Outdoors, and go check out the Sharp Outdoors YouTube channel on YouTube and give it a subscribe also. And we'll see you guys again in another video.